Hey, Shelley. Is it true that you are going on an overseas trip for the long holiday next month?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to Australia for a week with Terry.
Oh dear. This is unacceptable.
Excuse me, is there a problem?
I must say there is. When there's a long holiday, you're supposed to go visit your relatives. Helping out around the house and whatnot is pretty common sense. What made you think you can just take off like that?
I'm not sure what to say, but we are thinking about trying to have a baby in the next year or so. If we have a child, we won't be able to travel. We were thinking of taking a relaxing trip, just the two of us, while we still can. Simply put, that's what we were thinking.
How many years have you been married to our son?
What? 3 years.
You've only been married for 3 years and you've already stopped being a wife. You're pretty insensitive, aren't you?
Excuse me? What do you mean?
You refuse to live with us, your husband's parents. As the eldest son's wife, usually, you would think you would help with the family business. But you continue to work. As a member of my family, this is a very sad situation. At the very least, I would think that you would try to devote yourself a little more to the family.
You know what? Don't you realize that Terry doesn't like that out-of-date thinking?
Excuse me?
To begin with, it was Terry who suggested that we travel abroad together.
What?
It was originally Terry who was opposed to living together. It was also Terry who agreed to continue to let me work after marriage. We visit you every Christmas, and you pester me about cleaning and cooking and so on. You go on and on about how to run this family store, which I have no intention of taking over. Terry said we should spend the holidays relaxing and not thinking about any problems. Do you know what this means?
What's that? You're lying. Terry would never say such a thing. He's our adorable son. What is so out of date of my way of thinking? Terry is the eldest son in our family, and we have trained him well. He will take over his father's store, and his wife will be a good family member and help him with the housework and the store. There's no way Terry can't understand that it's the right thing to do. You keep talking nonsense.
Well then, why don't you ask Terry yourself?
He's busy with work. It would be a nuisance if I contacted him about something like this.
I'm busy with work too. I'm still on a business trip.
Huh? You're a woman and you go off on a business trip neglecting your home?
Nowadays, going on a business trip has nothing to do with being a man or a woman. I have an early start tomorrow morning, so if you'll excuse me now.
Hey, wait a minute. I haven't finished talking yet. Oh, this is unbelievable. That's why I was against this marriage. You're a woman busy with work? A woman is supposed to stay at home and support her husband. That is the traditional role of a woman. Besides, you are the eldest son's wife and we have the store. You need to be part of the family even more so. Terry's childhood friend, Emily, is the most suitable wife for our family. Emily knows Terry very well, and they understand each other. I wish Terry would just divorce you and marry Emily.
Hi, it's Terry.
Emily? If it's Terry, I'm sorry to say he won't be back here for the holidays. His mean wife has persuaded him to go on an overseas trip. That wife doesn't seem to care about her in-laws' family business. She doesn't even come home to help out at the store over the holidays. And she doesn't even know what she's doing as a wife. If only a kind and sensible girl like you were in the family.
That's not what I'm calling about. Terry was rushed to the hospital by ambulance.
Huh? What in the world happened?
At the intersection in front of the bus terminal. I saw Terry get hit by a car that ran a red light.
What did you say?
There were other injured people involved, and they were taken away in 2 ambulances. I rode in the ambulance with Terry to the hospital. The doctors say he's in critical condition. You guys need to come here right now.
What hospital is Terry in?
The Springfield City Hospital.
I understand. I'll be right there. Shelley, Terry was hit by a car and he's in the hospital. Where the hell are you? When are you coming to the hospital? My son's in the hospital and you haven't come once. Who the hell do you think you are? No, this is what I need to say to you. Your own husband is in the hospital. I can't believe that his wife wouldn't even come to see him. No matter how many times I call you, there's no response. Emily's been taking care of him instead of you. You're an irresponsible woman. How can you neglect a family member who has been in an accident? You can't do what you should do as a wife or even as a human being to come visit him? Don't tell me you're leaving your injured husband behind and going on an overseas trip by yourself. I've talked this over with my husband. We believe Emily would make a more suitable wife for Terry.
Good evening. About Terry, he's able to walk with crutches now. If all goes well, he'll be able to leave the hospital next month.
That's good to hear. It's all thanks to you, Emily.
I just did what I had to do.
But I'm really sorry you had to take care of Terry. It was the holidays and everything, and you had to spend it going to the hospital. My husband and I operate business with just a few part-timers. We wouldn't have been able to close the shop. It was a busy time of the year during a major holiday weekend. At least, it would have been nice if the hospital was within easy commuting distance, but Springfield is too far away.
Don't worry about it. I was just happy to be able to take care of my beloved Terry.
Yeah, that's great. You're really a good girl. Completely the opposite of that wife of his, Shelley.
Apparently, she hasn't even come to the hospital once yet.
Oh, I haven't heard from her yet. I still can't get in touch with her. Her parents are already gone, and since I can't reach her, it's hard to find out what's going on. But she's Terry's wife, so she must have at least been informed of the accident. And she's been ignoring my calls for a week. I wonder where in the world she's been and what she's been doing.
Maybe she went on the trip after all?
You think so too, Emily?
Yeah, that's what I think. Terry's defending her, saying it can't be true. There's no way she would do such a thing. But she hasn't even been home.
Is that so?
I'm staying at Terry's house now to take care of him. There's no sign that she's been home. Besides, cosmetics, clothes, a large suitcase, things you might use for a trip like that are missing from the house. So I guess she took advantage of Terry's injury and went off on her own. I wonder if she's in Australia right now taking pictures with koalas?
Well, I thought that might be the case, but apparently it's true.
Hey, let's just get her divorced already. Poor Terry. Such an irresponsible wife.
You're right. After all, you're the only one for him. I'm sure he'll love you for taking care of him. Let's get him to divorce that irresponsible wife and marry you.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'll make Terry happy forever.
After discussing it with my husband, it's been decided that you will divorce Terry. You left your husband in the hospital, didn't take care of him at all, went out to have fun, not even bothering to return. On top of that, not even a word from you. Going on a trip when my son is in the hospital? You are an unbelievable wife. You're still not worthy of Terry. Therefore, we want you to divorce him.
Sorry for the late reply.
You finally responded. You may be in a panic at the word divorce, but this decision will not be reversed.
I'm sorry, but I think there's a misunderstanding. I've been in the hospital with my husband the whole time.
Don't lie.
I'm not lying. I'm one of the victims who was involved in Terry's accident.
What?
You seem to have misunderstood a lot, so let me briefly explain the situation up to this point. First of all, I was in the intensive care unit for a few days right after I was admitted to the hospital. I have now been moved to a private room, but my phone was broken and I had to send it out for repair. That phone came back yesterday, but I can't type on it because my hand is injured. My best friend who came to visit me typed this message for me and I am replying to it right now.
What the heck? When I contacted Terry, he didn't say anything about that.
Well, he had to keep quiet, didn't he? Emily is obsessed with Terry and sees me as an enemy, so she has been sneaking into Terry's hospital room. She's been peeking at his messages on his phone and eavesdropping on our calls.
Huh?
It seems that she has been coming into our home without permission. I thought if she knew that I was in the same hospital, I didn't know what she would do to me. But it was also too much trouble to move to another hospital. I asked the hospital to put me in a private room, and I was able to hide from her by saying no visitors. By the way, the reason I just revealed this to you is Emily's parents have agreed to keep an eye on her.
Keep an eye on her? Wait a minute. I don't get it. Why is Emily being watched? She's wonderful. She's a nice girl, isn't she? She was the first one to inform us about Terry's accident. She's been taking care of Terry in the hospital ever since. Don't talk like she's a criminal.
She hasn't been charged yet, but she is a criminal.
What?
Emily explained the accident as Terry was hit by a car that ran a red light. In reality, Terry was waiting for a traffic light at the crosswalk when he was pushed forcefully from behind, fell dramatically toward the roadway. He was hit by a car that had just come along.
You mean someone harmed Terry?
Yeah, so it was Emily.
Huh?
But her pushing Terry somehow doesn't make sense. I think she might have pushed him by mistake, thinking it was me.
Oh my!
And then I was right next to Terry at the time.
Oh.
We were going on a trip. We were about to take a bus to the airport. We were at the busy intersection at the bus terminal. We were holding hands, and I was caught in his fall. The result? Well, I don't have to explain any further, do I?
Oh no.
We are thinking about filing a police report while discussing what we need to do from here on out.
A report? But Emily might not have done it on purpose, right? Maybe she was so happy to see Terry that she bumped into him really hard. No, a police report is an overreaction.
No, Emily pushed him on purpose. It's not like she bumped into him really hard. At that time, there were several people waiting for the light at the crosswalk, and Emily was just standing at first. As soon as she realized that Terry and I were right in front of her, she suddenly thrust out her arm and pushed him. Since then, witnesses have come forward, and there's no way she's going to be able to talk her way out of this. I'm sure the police will be talking to her in the near future.
I see.
Well, that's all for today.
Huh.
My best friend who is typing on my behalf is about to leave. And since the purpose of today's message was to correct a misunderstanding about me, I'll say goodbye for now.
Emily, I can't believe you pushed Terry. You let him get hit by a car? I can't believe it. I entrusted Terry's care to such a dangerous person. I thought that you could make Terry a good wife. Oh, jeez. I know you can't reply to this message because you're being watched. We'll just pretend that there was no talk of you getting married to my son. And don't ever come near our family again, you criminal. Shelley, you're out of the hospital? If you got out of the hospital, why didn't you come and say hello to us? And you moved out. When things finally settled down at the store and I went to your house, it was deserted. Hurry up and tell us your new address.
Hello. I did move, but I won't give you my address.
Why not?
Because if I tell you, you and the others will come barging in. Terry and I both still need to recuperate. We don't want a lot of noise and people.
I won't be noisy. I'm telling you, I'll take care of you.
No, thank you.
All right. You're sulking, aren't you?
Huh?
You're mad because I said I'd have you divorce Terry, aren't you? Well, be happy. You're better than Emily, the criminal. I won't talk about divorce at all anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I'll accept the fact that you are my son's wife. And I'll even let you continue to work and be away from home a lot on business trips.
Why are you being so condescending?
Well, of course it's because I'm your mother-in-law and I'm your superior. It's only natural that I speak from such a standpoint.
I understand. You haven't changed at all.
What's that?
Well, I'll be going now.
Hey, answer me. Don't tell me you're just going to ignore me. Who do you think you are? What's this? Terry has your last name? He sent me and my husband a sealed letter declaring that he's disowning us. Please talk him out of it. Terry is my only son. I was planning for him to eventually take over the family business, but he's cutting ties with us? Shelley, please give me back Terry.
There are actually two reasons why Terry and I moved out. Besides getting away from my in-laws, the other reason was that we could no longer live in our house because of Emily. When the surveillance of her started, she was driven out of our house. Before she left, she broke everything in the house to spite us. My best friend, who had gone to see the house first, said the situation was really bad. She helped us in getting rid of everything and finishing the moving process. Emily's parents covered the cost of the reimbursement for personal belongings and moving expenses. We were able to manage our living expenses while recuperating. As for Emily, we filed a police report. She was charged with attempted murder for intentionally pushing us, as well as other charges, including damage to property in the house. And now, she's safely behind bars. My husband and I, who are now free from my parents-in-law, will be able to lead our own lives peacefully.
How did you like my dress unveiling party today? It was so beautiful that everyone was speechless. Since all the people there were simpletons, my creamy white dress looked stunning.
Molly.
Oh, wow! The plain girl finally responded. I can't believe that someone like you is the sister-in-law of someone beautiful and elegant like me.
Me either. Today was my mother's funeral. I can't believe that someone would wear a pure white dress and sparkling jewelry to a funeral, and then go on to say she's going to a party. I don't even want to think of you as my sister-in-law. It's beyond common sense.
Oh, not this. Resentment?
Excuse me?
You're jealous of my beauty because you're a plain, ugly woman who's not even in my league. You're not the only one. Everyone in your family is plain and ugly. Even your dead mother is at the bottom of the face deviation scale. But you had a gorgeous, beautiful woman like me at your funeral. It must have been an honor for those of you who come from humble and ugly families. Everyone looked kind of bitter. I looked beautiful in my dress, didn't I? Everyone is really pissed off at you. We all wanted to send my mother off quietly, wholeheartedly and politely. And then it became your fashion show. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. What? How old are you now?
What? What does that have to do with anything?
Just tell me.
I'm 29.
Oh my God, 29?
What's so funny?
You're 29 years old. You don't have a clue about social common sense. And you're pathetically jealous.
Huh?
You know what? It's a miracle that a plain, ugly family like yours could be related to our gorgeous family. It's a real mystery why Kellen, a handsome and well-educated man, chose a woman like you. It's probably just a passing fancy. You'll get divorced in the near future.
No, we won't.
You will. No matter what Kellen says, I'll make sure you get divorced. You guys should at best live your lives as my supporting role. Even today, you were all dressed in all black. You were all wearing all black today to complement my pure white dress, weren't you?
That's not why. It was to express our condolences to my mother. My mother and I don't live our lives to make you look good.
That's what you're living for. You are only supporting characters. Only beautiful women like me and handsome, well-educated men like Kellen can play the leading roles in your lives. You're less than extras, but you're so uppity.
You think you're an actor? It's more impudent of you to come to a funeral in a dress. Even your pride and joy, Kellen, is upset with your attitude today. You came dressed in an unthinkable way, and afterwards, you bragged about your jewelry and talked to a young man without any consideration for the memory of the individual. He said he doesn't know what you were trying to do and that you must be out of your mind. He's really pissed off.
Kellen is being deceived by you. I don't know what kind of tricks you're using to blind him. I'll make sure he opens his eyes. When Kellen comes to his senses, he'll tell you he's divorcing you. And then, he'll praise me for how beautiful I look in my dress.
Where do you get your confidence from?
Because he's my brother. A bottom-feeding family like yours has no use except to make us look good. Marriages, funerals, and all the other things you do are ridiculous. I'm sure even Kellen will realize that.
Oh, is that so? You're not going to retract that statement, are you?
Do I have to retract it? I just said the truth.
You're gonna be sorry.
You're the one who's going to be sorry. You'll be sorry you ever challenged me, idiot.
Good morning. Are you feeling okay? Yesterday was a bit of a shock, but I'm fine now. I see. That's good. Your family's still mad, aren't they? I'm really sorry too. You had to go through that. No, it's not your fault. They're all still pretty angry, and I think that's justified. I told everyone that you rushed to your parents' house to protest. They're saying that out of all the members of that insane family, you're the only one that, well... I see. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do much about it. How did Molly turn out to be such a crazy person? Even if your parents get angry at her? No, even my parents are on Molly's side. What? Were your parents that difficult to talk to? I only met them a few times, but I didn't get that impression. You know that Molly and I are not related by blood, right? She's my stepmother's daughter, and I'm my father's son. My stepmother has always loved Molly so much, she's never scolded her. Dad is also completely under my stepmother's thumb, and he can't assert himself. They say Molly is at an age where she wants to dress stylishly, so what's wrong with that? Besides, just participating in the funeral is commendable enough. Complaining about her appearance is narrow-minded, and so on. With statements like these, everyone except me is defending Molly. She's at an age when she wants to dress up, but she's not in high school. Molly's 36 this year. I can't believe your parents are still protecting her at that age. More than being protected, it's like being overly dependent. Yet,
Despite that, her pride is surprisingly high. She even pressured me to get a divorce, and it's really exhausting. Oh, of course, I firmly rejected the idea of getting a divorce, okay?
I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about the fact that you flew back to your hometown right after the funeral yesterday. You haven't had any time to rest.
Thanks for worrying about me. You're right. I haven't slept much. I was listening to my parents and Molly's messed up story, and I started to feel sick. I had to get out of the house for a while.
Well, now I understand what's going on, so take it easy and come home. I'll be waiting for you.
Thanks. We'll talk about how to handle Molly and the others when I get back.
Hey, Simply Ugly. Come to this address now. What, Molly? Is this address a wedding hall? Yes, because today is my wedding. A wedding? That's very sudden. You can come on short notice, can't you? You commoners must have a lot of free time anyway, right? Well, my relatives are getting together today for a barbecue. Oh, well, that's perfect. Bring all your plain-looking relatives to my wedding. The beautiful bride and groom will be more attractive if there are many plain-faced attendees. Even if you say so, I can't go. Some of the people with me now say it's the first they've heard of it, and it's too sudden. What are you laughing at? If you hear this, you'll want to come to the ceremony. You don't have Kellen at your gathering, do you? No. He's absent because he has some business he can't miss. That's a lie. What? Kellen will attend my wedding. As the groom, in fact. Groom? Huh? But you two are brother and sister, right? It's wrong for you to get married. Me and Kellen are siblings who are not blood related. We're a beautiful man and a beautiful woman. A perfect couple. But Kellen would never agree to such a thing. There must be a mistake. You're an idiot! Of course Kellen agreed. I opened up Kellen's eyes about being deceived by you. Then, he fell in love with me. Wow, I'm such a sinful woman. To begin with, Kellen is my husband. I wouldn't just let him go and get married. Kellen said he's divorcing you, and he complimented me on how beautiful I looked in my dress. See? I was right, wasn't I? There's no way. Too frustrated to accept it? But you won't be able to say that after seeing the wedding, will you? I'll invite all of your simpleton relatives to the wedding. I understand. There are 12 of us, so we'll all go now. Oh, you're so understanding. It's good to admit defeat. I'll be waiting for you. What's going on? Kellen won't marry me. And what's with you guys dressed like that? Jeans and t-shirts? Of course, right? No, it's not right. What do you mean you're attending a wedding in t-shirts? You wore a fancy dress to my mother's funeral, so I dressed according to your common sense. Only you and your parents were dressed in pure white, and you looked very out of place. And what does that mean? Before I knew it, Kellen had changed into jeans. Security guards came in with you guys and stopped us in the middle of the ceremony. What's going on? I guess the reason the security guards came in was because the ceremony hall was being used without permission. In order to get me and Kellen divorced, you threatened a friend of the staff of the ceremony hall and snuck in. I can't believe you tried to have a wedding with your brother, even though you're not blood related. It's so insane, it's almost funny. Don't you realize that it's crazy to think it would work? I mean, I didn't want Kellen to be taken away by you, the plain, ugly one. Kellen wouldn't even take my side about your mother's funeral. Even when I told him to divorce you, he wouldn't take me seriously. So I had no choice but to take him away any way I could. Halfway through, Kellen was on board, and I thought it was going to work out. That was just a facade, of course. He was just trying to make you pay for your sins by going along. What do you mean, my sins? I didn't do anything wrong. My mother's funeral was too insane, but it wasn't enough to charge you with a crime. But now there is a clear charge of trespassing on the ceremony site. And the dress you're wearing? It probably belongs to someone else who is having a ceremony in the near future, right? I don't think it's a good idea to wear it without permission. What? You all deceived me? And what are you talking so high and mighty about? You and Kellen are in on it, and it's terrible. I've put Kellen in the hardest role of all, but he did it for me because of what happened at my mother's funeral. What's that supposed to mean? In outdoor clothes, together with the security personnel, we headed towards you. Kellen was buying us time in order for us to tell you that you will die socially. We could have just had you arrested, but that didn't seem like it would be enough for my mother's relatives, who were infuriated about the funeral being ruined. I felt a little better when I saw you in such a distraught state of helplessness. Huh? What the hell? Because of you, the wedding hall is asking me to pay compensation. They threatened to call the police if I couldn't pay in one lump sum. Kellen also said never to talk to him again and blocked me. It's your fault. It's the fault of your simple family. You have to do something. No can do. If you suffer, it may bring a little relief to my mother. After that, we cut ties with Molly and her in-laws. The following week, we moved out of the house and completely severed all ties. I heard that Molly and her parents bowed down and got them to accept the compensation for the wedding hall and the wedding dress in installments. This incident triggered an outburst of anger from his father, who had been at his wife's beck and call. He was so angry with Molly and her sweet mother that he divorced her mother and moved out of the house. Molly and her mother, who were deadbeats, had no choice but to work. They have had to pay back Molly's compensation and have been living in extreme poverty.
Serena, are you already asleep? Sorry, I missed the last train. I'll stay at a business hotel near the office.
Tatum, you finally finished work? Rough day, huh?
Serena, you're awake.
I thought you'd be coming home, so I prepared dinner. I don't blame you for working late, but if you're going to be late, you should let me know.
Yeah, sorry. I've been really busy at work. I didn't have time to check my phone, so...
Is work that busy?
Yeah, especially because it's the busiest season of the year. A guy under me made a huge mistake. I'm trying to clean up the mess.
I see. That's tough.
If I handle this right, it'll improve my standing with the boss. I might even get a raise, so I'm gonna do my best to take care of it.
You'll be back in the morning, right?
No, I'm going straight to the office. I need to get into the office early tomorrow morning.
You're working on your day off? You're really a hard worker.
Oh, by the way, you said you were meeting up with your high school friends tomorrow, right?
Yep. We're gonna have lunch and then go shopping. We're going out for dinner too, but if you're coming home, I'll finish up early and make dinner, okay?
No, I'll be late tomorrow. You go hang out with your friends and stretch your wings.
Yeah? Okay. Then I'll take you up on that. Well, I'm going to bed. I'm sure you're tired too, so get some rest.
Oh, okay. Good night.
Good night.
My wife is so gullible.
How was it, Tatum? Is it true that your wife won't be there tomorrow?
Yeah, she'll be gone all afternoon. Now we can see each other again tomorrow.
Yay! I'm looking forward to going to your house. But is it true that your wife doesn't know? She's too naive. It worries me.
She doesn't know at all. She's so obtuse, you know what I mean? She thinks I worked so late I missed the last train today.
No way! When actually, you're coming home on time to have a rendezvous with me. Dinner at a restaurant with a night view, then making out at a hotel? You've never given your wife such a nice date present, have you?
Of course not. You're the only one I love.
Oh, baby, I'm so happy. Hey, why don't you just divorce a woman like that and hurry up and be my husband? I've been saying that for a while.
Well, don't be in such a hurry. I've just been keeping her around because she's a handy housekeeper. Don't worry, I'll divorce her soon.
Hurry up, okay? I can't wait.
Yeah, I promise. For now, we'll stay at the hotel tonight. Tomorrow, we'll have fun at my place, you and me.
Who was that woman? What were you two doing in her house? Answer me.
What woman? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb with me. When I came home, you were in bed with a young woman making out with her. And when I came in, both of you rushed out the door without your coats on. And I found the woman's coat still in the bedroom. Do you think you can get away with this after getting caught in the act?
Damn it, why? I thought you were going out to dinner with your friends today. Why did you come home so early?
I've been suspicious of you for a while, so I told you a lie about my plans and came home early. I'm surprised you fell for it.
How did you find out? I was trying to make sure you never would.
There are no absolutes in this world. I heard you lied about working late every day and went out with girls. A friend of mine from high school happened to know the girl you were having an affair with. She said, "Isn't that Serena's husband she's with?" She sent me a picture of you guys having dinner at the restaurant with a night view.
What?
Kayla Sussman. I heard she's an employee of your business partner. Ah, there's a woman's brand bag on the floor. I checked her driver's license, so I'm sure. Miss Sussman seemed to be in a great hurry to leave her valuables behind. Maybe because she knew you were married and having an affair?
Damn, how did you even...
Also, I checked with your company, and when I did, it's more of a quiet season right now. Your section chief told me you go home on time every day.
Oh yeah? So what?
Excuse me?
What's wrong with me being a little unfaithful?
What are you talking about? I have a big problem with it.
I'd rather go for a pretty young girl than a dull, ugly hag like you.
Hag? You and I are the same age. You cheated on me and now you're acting like nothing ever happened. You're disgusting.
Everything you've said so far is just hearsay, right? That doesn't prove I'm cheating on you.
I have proof.
What?
I put a hidden camera in our bedroom this morning. I have every single detail of what you and your lover were doing in the bedroom on camera. I didn't watch it because it's just too creepy. I mean, what more proof do you need?
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? What's with the hidden camera? That's voyeurism.
I just have a camera in my own house.
Delete the data now.
Sorry, but I'll submit this evidence to my lawyer.
What? A lawyer?
I heard you said at the restaurant, "I'm divorcing my wife and marrying Kayla." I'll divorce you as you wish. You'll have to pay me a lot of alimony, though.
Alimony? Wait a minute. Don't take that seriously. I'm not marrying her. That was just sweet talk.
Shut up. I'll take all the compensation I can get from you and from your lover. You two debtors can live your life licking each other's wounds. After that, my husband and his mistress came back to pick up their personal belongings. They got down on their knees and apologized to me at the door. I never forgave them, and with the camera footage as evidence, I consulted a lawyer. I convinced both of them that they had to pay compensation. It seems that their company found out about the affair and divorce. Kayla resigned from her job because it became difficult for her to stay at the company. But Tatum, while having fingers pointed at him behind his back, continued to work to pay off both his and Kayla's compensation fees. It was discovered that Kayla was having a relationship with another man. Now, it seems to be developing into a more chaotic situation.
Kira, tomorrow's finally your wedding! Congratulations! I can't believe you and Kenny are finally tying the knot. I'm feeling emotional already, you know? Hey, Hillary, thanks a bunch. Am I being ahead of myself here? Maybe I should have saved it for tomorrow. Not at all. You and the in-laws have been so accepting and caring. I'm really grateful for treating me like your own family. Even our dog Fluffy has taken a liking to you. Remember when he jumped all over you and didn't leave you alone during your first visit? That was crazy. Totally. And you, thank you so much. You've been there right from the start until now, despite being in the middle of a job hunt. Oh, come on. I'm already done with it anyway. Oh, you got an offer? Congrats. Thanks. I got it just yesterday. Guess we have to celebrate for you too then. It's fine, really. Seriously, you've helped us so much with the wedding. Especially getting that amazing poolside garden inside a 5-star hotel for the reception. It's incredible, all thanks to your connection. Just doing my duty as an older sister. Our parents are remarried, so Kenya and I are step-siblings, you know? But since he became my stepbrother, I've always wanted to do anything for him. The same goes for you, Kira. I want us to be like real sisters. That's so sweet. It's really reassuring to have you around. But that's not all, you know? What do you mean? I actually planned a surprise for you guys tomorrow. I hope you'll like it. I'll reveal more during the reception, so look forward to it. A surprise? I'm so excited. I promise you won't be disappointed. Guess you've got a lot to do for tomorrow. I'll let you go now. See you.
Hey, Hillary, what the heck were you thinking? Pushing Kira into the pool during the reception?
That's not true, Kenny. I didn't do it intentionally, you know. It was just an accident.
From where I was standing, it sure looked like you deliberately pushed her. You were the only one close to her at that moment.
Does she think the same too?
She's still unconscious. You know she twisted her ankle when she fell and drowned. She swallowed a lot of water. The doctor says she'll be okay though. But man, having the ambulance show up in the middle of the reception was a complete disaster. She was so looking forward to the wedding, and it meant a lot to me too. All ruined because of you, god darn it.
I swear I didn't mean any harm. You gotta believe me. She's my sister-in-law, for crying out loud. I would never intentionally harm my family. You and I aren't blood-related either, but we've been like real siblings, haven't we? I want the same relationship with her.
Right. I guess I was wrong. Sorry for doubting you.
No worries. I'm glad you believe me. I hope she wakes up soon.
Yeah, me too.
I want to visit her soon, but Mom, Dad, and everyone else are still upset. I'll make sure they're settled first.
Thanks. Everyone needs a reliable sister like you.
I'd do anything for you. Don't hesitate to lean on me.
You're the best. I'll get in touch again once Kira wakes up. Hi, Hillary. I'm sorry for causing trouble at the reception. I heard you looked after my family.
Oh, you came around already? I thought I got you pretty good.
Excuse me?
It would have been better if you just gone to the other side.
Hillary, are you okay?
Why do you ask?
Telling someone to go to the other side. You're not seriously thinking that, right?
I'm dead serious.
What?
Pushing you into the pool and messing up that crappy reception felt so good. I wish I could have finished you off. That's the only regret.
Pushing me? You were the one who pushed me into the pool? I did feel a force on my back, but I had no idea who it was.
Even when I asked Kenny, he said he didn't see anything. Oh, great! Huh? See, he's got my back after all. He trusts me more than he trusts you. Pushing you was the right call. You're not fit to be his wife after all.
Wait, what's gotten into you suddenly? You said you were happy about our marriage. You even mentioned wanting to be like real sisters. Remember?
I was just playing along, of course. When we first met, everyone was around, so I had to pretend to be happy for you guys, you know, for the show. I wouldn't just hand Kenny over to someone who appeared out of nowhere. Never!
Out of nowhere? We've been together for 7 years since our freshman year of college.
I've been in love with him for 26 years, since I was 4.
Even if you deeply care about your brother, this is way over the top.
Not as my brother. I've decided to marry him since I was 4. We aren't blood-related siblings. So when I found out we could get married, I was over the moon. When I first met him, I felt a strong sense of destiny. He's my fate, my future husband. I felt it in my gut.
Do you really think a 4-year-old can feel all that?
Shut up! You came butting in and overshadowing me. So I came up with an amazing scheme to finish you off in the pool at a beautiful hotel. But you're as resilient as a cockroach and ruined everything.
I'm glad to be resilient. I can't stand the thought of being sent off for such a ludicrous reason. I understand that you resent me, but guess what? I'm his wife. The wedding might have been disrupted, but we've already submitted our marriage license.
So what's your point? You can get divorced, you know. I'm not giving him up to you. You're lucky it just ended with a fall in the pool this time. You won't be so lucky next time. Until you kick the buckets or divorce him, I won't hesitate to do what I need to.
If that's what you're up for, bring it on. I'll take appropriate measures too. Of course, I'll let Kenny know about this.
Do whatever you want. He's on my side. He's my sweet future husband who stands up for me. Whatever you say won't diminish the 26 years of bond. Hey, what have you done?
What are you talking about?
Don't pretend. I just got a rejection notice from the company where I had the job offer. You must have done something.
I think you're overthinking.
No way. With what happened, it's suspicious how conveniently the offer got rescinded.
I'm telling you, you're misunderstanding something. First of all, you never received an offer.
Yeah, right. What are you talking about?
Once an offer is made, there needs to be a valid reason to rescind it. But since you haven't received an offer yet, I had them just process it as a regular rejection. They were about to send out the letter in a day. It was seriously close.
How do you know all that?
Do you even know who I am?
Huh? You're Kira. You're the despicable woman who married my brother.
Anything else?
What else?
Ugh, you don't know? I'm astounded. You don't even know about the CEO whose company you wanted to work for?
Huh? The CEO? What? You?
I was surprised too. I've been busy preparing for the wedding, so I left the business to do COO for a while. I had no clue you interviewed for a job at my company.
That's got to be a lie.
I did mention it when we first met. Weren't you listening?
Well, yeah, I just thought you were bluffing. A clueless woman like you is the CEO? Impossible.
Clueless? That's rude, you know. Well, I'm a bit ashamed of myself at how close I got to leaving this life because of you. But thanks to your bold move, my HR staff noticed you and your hiring got stopped.
No way!
You know, a lot of my employees were at the wedding. I couldn't believe that with so many guests there, no one saw you pushing me. I asked around a bit and got a bunch of people who witnessed it. There are plenty who saw you in action right at that moment. When I checked, I found a crucial shot among the others the photographer captured.
Ha, whatever. There are plenty of job opportunities out there in this world. I decline to work for your company anyway. I've got Kenny. No matter what you or anyone else says, he'll always have my back.
I don't think so, Hillary.
Huh? Kenny?
He wanted to chat with you directly after I showed him our conversation, so I added him here. I heard everything after Kira woke up. It was you who pushed her after all. I was a fool to trust you, even for a moment.
Kenny, why? How could you believe this woman over me? We've built a bond as siblings for 26 years, but you choose her over me?
Sorry, but I can't trust you anymore. I'm furious and honestly disgusted.
Disgusted? What do you mean? I'm beautiful, ain't I? I've always been there for you and watched over you. I'm your big sister, for God's sake.
That's the thing.
You said you trusted me.
As a family, I trusted you. We're not blood related, but I relied on you like a real sister. You were always caring to me and our parents. I thought you were a good person. I never thought you were the kind of person who would push Kira into a pool or threaten her.
But what else could I do? You picked that woman over me. I thought maybe if I got rid of her, you'd choose me.
That doesn't make any sense. Even if she were gone, I don't even want to think about it. But even then, I wouldn't choose you.
How come? Don't you see how much I love you?
That creeps me out, you know. I was only 1 when you were 4. Thinking you looked at me like that since I was a baby gives me chills. Seriously.
I showed him all the messages you sent me before. He got goosebumps for real. It was pretty sad. That can't be true. I can't believe you're not accepting my love. I get it. You're being threatened by her, right?
Huh?
What? Kenny, you can be honest, you know. It's okay to say I'm the one you truly love. You want to divorce that shallow fling from college and be with me, who's been with you for 26 years, right?
Got it.
Yes!
I want nothing to do with you anymore.
What?
You've got a lot to say about the love of my life. Listen, she started a business and has been more successful since college. She wanted to prioritize work over marriage, but I begged her to reconsider. I promised her I'd never make her regret it and to make her happy. She finally agreed after I pleaded and persuaded her.
Wow. I'm glad I married him. He treats me so well and I'm really happy. You've got to be kidding me. I thought she was the one who seduced you.
You tried to send the woman I adored to the other side. You pretended to be happy and celebrate our marriage, but laughed behind the scenes, right? I should have declined the poolside wedding when you suggested it. I can never forgive you for what you did to her.
Don't say that, Kenny. We're siblings bonded by strong ties, right? We've always had each other's backs.
You're not my sister anymore. Get lost. Stay out of our lives from now on.
No, please.
Have you guys had enough chat between the siblings? I think the police should be arriving at your place soon.
What? The police? For what?
Well, you're a suspect for attempted murder. I mean, I did mention there's photographic evidence of you pushing me into the pool, right?
Jeez, going to the police is overreacting. I apologize, so please reconsider.
I already reported you, so...
Kenny! Convince her!
It was actually me who suggested going to the police. I felt I had to be firm about this, especially since you're my family.
This is too much.
I've already told Mom and Dad about this. They said if you're guilty, they want you to reflect on it and take responsibility.
Hillary tried to evade the arrest and fled from her home before the police arrived. But the family dog, Fluffy, tracked her scent and they found her. She was taken away in the back of a patrol car. Ha ha ha. Regarding the incident of being pushed into the pool, it was eventually settled out of court, so she didn't end up in prison. After being rejected by my company, she struggled to find a job. She tried asking her parents and relatives for help, but they all turned her down. Ha ha ha. In the end, she's juggling multiple part-time jobs to cover my hospital bill, the cleaning expenses for my wedding dress, and the compensation I claimed. As for me, my professional and private lives are going amazingly, and I'm enjoying life every day. Before marriage, I prioritized work and thought I didn't want kids. Lately, influenced by Kenny's love, I'm thinking maybe expanding the family wouldn't be a bad idea.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video!